Alright everybody, AUG with the Deadair silencer K can on the front. So this is the Sandman K without a gas suppressor plug. We're going to go ahead and run it down range, let you guys see how loud it exactly is. So here we go. Alright everyone, what you're going to see in this video is a few malfunctions due to running a suppressor with your standard gas plug. This particular can is a Deadair Sandman K, which is a good can. It is just overgassing the rifle. Particularly the ammo that we're using right now is the military grade M885, which is your highest case pressure ammo, which caused most of the malfunctions. It is overgassing the bolt and not bleeding off enough, which you would normally not have the problem if you could switch out to a suppressor gas plug. But in demonstrating and showing people that you can do a modification to tune your standard gas plug to a suppressor is what this video is about. So in the next video that we're going to show is after the modification to your standard gas plug, which all it takes is enlarging the exit hole for the gas in position 1, which is your standard gas setting. So once that is done, the rifle will function perfectly, but you have to tune the ejection porthole to your can. So we're going to change out and go over to a 5.56 designated can from Otter Creek. So this video will show it running perfectly. Alright guys, well, as you've seen in the previous videos, you've seen shooting the AUG with a suppressor. Granted, with the access I have to suppressors, we have to film this in multiple parts. So I'm just going to go over the modification on the actual gas plug at this point. So I don't have a suppressor for today's video. So the way it was explained with the first half of the video, you saw a Deadair K can, the Sandman K, and the gun was having issues in actual cycling properly. And with that can and the back pressure, without this modification, you're going to overdrive the bolt carrier group, and it's going to not extract ammo, or it's going to try to double feed. So once we figured this out and upsize the gas piston port, you can fix that problem. So this modification, the way it's done is you're actually going to tune your rifle and your can. I've talked about this in previous videos, but with whatever suppressor you're going to use, you're going to have to kind of do a little test and tune to make this work 100%. So with this modification, this is designed for actually tuning your rifle, your suppressor together, or if you cannot get access to a factory-built gas suppressor plug. So once you put on your suppressor, put your gun into position 1, which is your standard gas setting, and try to shoot it. If you have cycling issues, then do this modification. So we're going to go ahead and pull this gas plug, and I will show you guys what we did. Alright, so on this gas piston plug, position 1 is actually right here. This whole factory starts off at about 1.7 of a millimeter, which is just underneath a 5/64 of an inch. What you'll want to do, and I recommend to do this in your standard gas setting because this hole's already enlarged, and it'll keep the gun running if you don't want to run a suppressor, and you'll still have your adverse setting just in case if you need to use it for gumming up the gun. So on this particular port, what you're going to need is a high-speed diamond drill bit, and you're going to want to take it somewhere between 1.9 of a millimeter, or so I'm going to do this math in millimeters, and I'll come back to the US sizing for fractions. So 1.9 millimeters, what this hole should start off at, or like 1.7. You can take it all the way up to about 2.4. So I stated in the previous video, I think it was 7/64 of an inch. 7/64 of an inch is 2.8 millimeters, and that is your actual grenade setting, which causes the rifle only to work as a bolt gun. It will not cycle. So when you're tuning your suppressor and you're enlarging this hole, I recommend only enlarging in very, very small increments, somewhere between 1.98 up to 2.4 of a millimeter. This is hardened chromoly steel, so make sure that you use some lubricant and take your time drilling it out. Also, when you drill it out, you're going to cause some burrs on here that you're going to need to take a little bit of sandpaper and re-smooth this edge, so it will go back inside the gas block. So once that's done and you shoot a couple rounds and cycle through it, you'll find the sweet spot for your suppressor and your gun, and that's the modification that you saw using the Otter Creek 5.56 can. This particular one for that Otter Creek can, we went to right at 2.2, 2.3 of a millimeter. Granted, I'm sorry, I don't have the American sizing, but a millimeter will tell you what it converts to. It's somewhere between 5/64 of an inch and 3/32. So that's it. I hope this mod will help you guys on tuning and adjusting your factory suppressor gas, or your factory gas block for your suppressor. And with doing this, the gun will still cycle in its standard mode. You won't have any issues. And if you need to, you can switch it over to adverse, and you make no adjustments to that setting. So there you guys go. Have a good one.